And we continue at 2:05 in the afternoon. Talk Radio 790 KABC, the John Phillips Show. Mr. Randy Wangs in Culver City.
John, I can't get this out of my head, so I'm just going to have to play it for you. A struggling Indian restaurant in San Francisco's downtown area was trying to figure out how to attract more business, and they realized the only thing they could do was add live entertainment.
That's forced Ranjan to pivot by adding live entertainment on top of great food to attract customers.
You know, spicy karaoke.
Spicy karaoke.
Spicy karaoke.
I usually don't like puns. I laughed out loud when I heard that in the car this morning.
To attract customers.
You know, spicy karaoke.
Well, I think the pronunciation made it.
You know, spicy karaoke. And that's the most deliciousness. Like you have a few drinks, you can karaoke with a dish of curry out of tune.
That's right.
I love this man.
Capitalism is a beautiful thing.
Spicy karaoke.
800-222-5222. Suddenly, I want tikka masala.
Spicy karaoke.
I want tikka masala, and I want to sing "Kiss" by Prince. 800-222-5222 is the telephone number. 1-800-222-5222. Well, it was the weekend, and many of you spent the weekend playing golf, watching baseball, going to barbecues, doing everything that you enjoy doing over the weekend. But criminals, they got a criminal, and the weekend is no different. So, Randy, let's open up the California crime blotter.
If the cashier is dummy.
Questions?
And the first one involves the postman.
Postal carriers in the city of Oakland are dealing with a very unique problem. When they go to deliver the mail, the gang members tag their vans.
That's no good.
For more on the tagged postal vans in the city of Oakland, here's KPIX.
This is CBS News Bay Area with Juliette Goodrich.
Good evening. If you've heard the saying, neither snow nor rain nor heat can stop the mail. Well, in Oakland, add graffiti.
Okay, whoever wrote that opening deserves a raise.
That's pretty darn fantastic.
Good evening. If you've heard the saying, neither snow nor rain nor heat can stop the mail. Well, in Oakland, add graffiti.
Oakland crime stories are just on a whole other level. And how are we the only ones doing this stuff?
I'll tell you, when I first started out in radio, I started out as a writer for our very own Frank Motek over at KNX. If I were starting out now, I think I would want to work as a writer at a Bay Area station just so I could specialize in Oakland crime stories.
Many of the U.S. Postal Service vehicles in Oakland are covered in spray paint right now. Dahlin has more on the rampant...
It's like a moving Tiger Tower everywhere.
Dahlin has more on the rampant problem and why there won't likely be a solution anytime soon.
Because it's Oakland.
Okay, you could just take that statement and apply it to every story in Oakland.
In many parts of Oakland, the postal workers are...
When you mess with anything when it comes to a postal worker, isn't it a federal crime? I got to imagine there's some kind of federal crime of vandalizing a postal van.
These gangs better hope that the postman doesn't start to fight back, because I would caution you that the postmaster general is still a general.
In many parts of Oakland, the postal workers are rolling up in vans and trucks like this. You can't even see the USPS logo.
It just looks like Tiger Tower in downtown L.A.
Yes.
I don't know if this was my mailman or is this a hip-hop man? What is...
It's the mail...
This is an American city. This is a California city. This is a city that is right across the Bay Bridge from the most expensive city in the state.
I don't know if this was my mailman or is this a hip-hop band? What is...
It's
Okay, if you're the Democratic Party, isn't this like the biggest embarrassment that your people have produced? Where every aspect of city government is controlled by your party? Where there's no pushback of any kind, not even from Republicans, but from independents or third-party candidates. You control everything from top to bottom. In theory, this should be the people's paradise.
It's the mailman and his delivery truck. But that's the question a lot of Oakland residents are asking. What is this?
This is what Dahlin asks himself every single time KPIX assignment editor sends him across the Bay Bridge.
What is this?
And you know what? It's applicable.
I just got to save that one. Dahlin, what is this? And then we also got to go back and we got to save this.
I don't know if this was my mailman or is this a hip-hop band? What is...
It's the mailman.
Just going to call that one Oakland Mailman. Every time we do an Oakland story, it's nothing but drops.
I said, hell no, baby boy. Let me get up on out of here.
But that's the question a lot of Oakland residents are asking. What is this?
I think it's dangerous for the postal workers and the community because you can't see who's in here. You don't know that this is a government vehicle at all.
Jasmine Bassard worries people will shoot at these vans driving in certain neighborhoods, thinking it's someone from a rival gang.
Oh, boy.
Oh, God. You know, the letter carriers are unionized. At what point does the union get involved if they're going to start getting shot at?
So the gang decides to tag whatever their logo is on a postal workers van. Obviously, that postal van goes all around the neighborhoods. And if the postal van, unbeknownst to them, drives into the wrong neighborhood, pop, pop, pop.
It's going to look like the Bonnie and Clyde car.
Jasmine Bassard.
I think there's a reason why we say
It's wild, wild west out here.
Jasmine Bassard worries people will shoot at these vans driving in certain neighborhoods, thinking it's someone from a rival gang.
Gee, I wonder why hotels keep closing up left and right.
Hard to figure out.
Jasmine.
How do you actually get out of this doom loop? It gets worse and more comical every single day, and now we're 2.5 months outside of getting rid of Shangy.
Well, they basically have no mayor now, and if Barbara Lee gets elected, she's going to be the same as Shang. Without the obvious corruption and without the hilarious drops, her policies are all the same. That city is not going to be led in a different direction.
The bureaucracy is real.
You said it, girl.
Jasmine works near the downtown post office and walks by the vans almost daily.
And I'm sure it's embarrassing for the U.S. postal workers to have to drive these things around the city.
Oakland residents say not just a few, but many USPS vans and trucks are covered by graffiti.
Do we want to call this art? Because that's what they did to Taggart Tower. You had members of the city council saying, this is art. We like this.
Well, this art might motivate another rival gang to start shooting at the postman.
While they've noticed them for at least a year, they say the problem has gotten worse in recent months, and they're seeing them throughout the city.
It's just not good at all. It doesn't look good, and it doesn't look good for our city.
I mean, it is emblematic of Oakland.
Yeah, it pretty much lets everyone know what they should expect.
And it doesn't look good for our city.
Somebody's truck that they just bought, from the junkyard or somewhere.
But some...
Come again?
What language was that?
Somebody's truck that they just bought, from the junkyard or somewhere.
But some call it urban art.
Not really sure where we went with that one.
I am not either.
Oh, wait, John, there's another side to this story.
Junkyard or somewhere.
But some call it urban art.
No!
Who calls it urban art?
Tagging postal vans is not art. That's gang stuff right there.
Well, they're tagging them with gang logos that will get the postman killed.
But some call it urban art.
I don't really see too much of a problem there.
Gee, I wonder why the city's in the state that it's in.
Yeah, and mind you, these people not only vote in local elections, they vote in statewide elections. How did Gavin Newsom survive the recall? Listen to this man.
I don't really see too much of a problem there. trucks seem to be able to make their deliveries on time. I mean, they just have a little art on the side.
That's it, just a little art.
We've just given up. The criminals have taken over Oakland.
Now, would you consider that as art, though?
I mean, art's subjective.
Oh, I want to find out what institution graduated him.
I think there's a lot more other things to worry about now than some colors on a mail truck.
You got to remember, these people are so desensitized to the regular violence and crime that they see on a daily basis. This is nothing. This is kid stuff.
No, they don't even blink.
People tag the windows, even the tires.
It's bad if you...
They're tagging the tires.
Oh, my God.
It's bad if you cover the window. That's bad form. You got to respect the driver's safety.
They don't respect anything.
No, they're actively trying to get these people killed.
You got to respect the driver's safety.
A USPS spokesperson says they clean them up as quickly as they can. Quote, however, as part of our responsibility to maintain reliable service to our customers, we must carefully balance these efforts with ensuring that our vehicles remain in circulation and available for delivering the nation's mail.
You know, I feel like the post office needs to come down hard on this and maybe have a conversation. Hey, Oaklanders, you're tagging up our vans. You're making it incredibly dangerous to deliver your mail. So here's the deal. You keep putting this up and you keep enabling this and calling this art. No more mail for you.
Well, that's exactly what the railroad should have done. The moment that they started getting robbed in L.A. and the DA started blaming the railroads, they should have come down on him like a ton of bricks.
The spokesperson declined to answer questions like how many vehicles are tagged and are they dealing...
They can't even count.
No, they need a calculator.
And are they dealing with this problem outside of Oakland?
No. Da would know that because Da covers the entire Bay Area.
I see my postman on a daily basis. I never once have seen any graffiti on the mail truck.
One of the unions representing the Oakland postal workers tells me they're severely understaffed and they don't have enough workers to remove the graffiti.
Of course.
Does anything operate like normal up there?
Nothing. Why do you think so many Oaklanders are constantly praying to a higher power?
Who else do we go call Superman?
Yet none of them will vote any differently.
We'll see. That special election is coming soon.
They also say this is only happening to the vehicles that are parked overnight on city streets. They don't have enough parking lots for the trucks. But Jasmine says this is not acceptable.
A reflection of crime, I think that's what it looks like.
Some workers tell me with the Trump administration cutting spending and laying people off, it's unlikely they'll get extra money or people to clean up these trucks and vans.
There you go. The graffiti-tagged postal vans going all around Oakland.
I don't know if this was my mailman or is this a hip-hop man? What is...
By the way, they should get no money from the feds to clean this up. You want your postal trucks to look normal? Then crack down on people who are tagging them.
What is this?
If you'd like to email the show, you can do so at johnnydon'tlikeshow@gmail.com. That's johnnydon'tlikeshow@gmail.com. And Randy, you're monitoring the mailbag.
Penny writes in at johnnydon'tlikeshow@gmail.com. When the mailman drives by, everybody hit the floor.
And with the end of the show quickly approaching, if listeners want to go back and continue to listen to us by finding an older podcast, Randy, that's easy to do.
All they got to do is go to KABC.com, click on podcasts, go to the Apple Podcasts app, iHeart, Spotify, search for The John Phillips Show, hit subscribe. You can download all the episodes. You can do a Google at the YouTube or get that handy-dandy KABC app. Search KABC AM in the Apple App Store or the Android Store. It's the easiest way to listen live to this radio station and download all the podcasts. You can listen to them all night long. In fact, there's only one activity more fun than listening to our podcasts.
Spicy karaoke.
Who doesn't love that?
I love that guy so much.
All right, let's reopen the California Crime Blotter.
Oh, it's not 2:30. Yeah, let's do that.
If the cashier is dummy.
Questions?
And Randy, the second addition to the blotter comes to us from the state capitol.
A Sacramento liquor store has been smashed and grabbed 4 times in 2 weeks.
That's a lot.
They've actually run out of windows to smash. Now they're all boards.
I think the glass store ran out of windows, too.
For more, here's ABC 10 in Sacramento.
Take a look at this new surveillance video from a family-owned business in Midtown Sacramento who says they face thousands of dollars in losses following a series of smash-and-grab burglaries. Good Bottle Shop, a wine and liquor store, says in the span of 2 weeks they've been hit multiple times with some of the...
It's like every other day.
How many Kias have they made?
With some of the incidents happening on back-to-back days. ABC 10's Roxanne Elias shares those details with us tonight.
Luke, an employee at the shop, says they have never experienced anything like this since moving to this location back in December of 2023, but they're hoping to make some changes to the business that will deter future crime.
If they don't have any glass, no one can smash it.
And if they just close shop and move to a different city, that'll work too.
Walking past Good Bottle Shop in Midtown on J Street, it's hard to miss the boarded up windows belonging to the mom and pop business. One reading, Rocks Hurt Small Shops.
We've had 4 break-ins in the last 2 weeks, and each one a different smashed window. And so we finally have just boarded everything up because we're having a hard time getting them replaced.
Angelo P.
They can't get any more glass.
Okay, if you're a customer and you're used to going into that particular business and you see that they just stopped replacing the glass because they know it'll just be broken again, isn't that an indication that you either need to go and buy your booze somewhere else or maybe you need to give up the bad habit?
I don't know. That monkey on that back is strong.
Angelo Pizio, an employee at the boutique liquor store, says the smash and grab burglary started on Tuesday, February 26th. Each one caught on surveillance video. And they...
Of course, that doesn't matter.
No. The cops all tell you to put up lights and cameras, but when you get robbed and you offer to provide them proof and tape of the crime occurring, they say, we don't need that.
And they believe it's the same man who shows up on his bike wearing a face covering and a backpack.
Last 3 have been Thursday night, Friday night, and then last night. And it's all right around the same time between 4 and 6 a.m. He throws a rock through the window, kicks in a little bit of glass, and either reaches in and grabs something or runs in the shop, grabs a couple bottles, and then just hops out through the glass.
So he's stealing 1 or 2 bottles at a time, which means he's costing them so much more money in broken windows than in lost inventory, and he doesn't even care.
Even if he was stealing the Closet Azul, that is nothing compared to the broken glass.
No.
Sacramento police confirm officers have responded to and taken reports on the 4 burglaries in the last couple of weeks. But Pizio feels...
You know, if you tell local police that, hey, this guy's coming at the same time every night, isn't that when we set up a sting?
Well, and it sounds like he's some homeless guy, because who else would be willing to risk all of that for 1 bottle of booze?
But Pizio feels the man has already won since pretty much every window, including their door, has been smashed. The loss and damages now adding up to at least $6,500.
We're trying to get a...
Yeah, there's no way you could steal that much booze.
No. I used to go to this Vietnamese place, and the Vietnamese place was in a shopping center that started to attract a lot of homeless people. And it's one of the few places, Vietnamese restaurants, that had a full bar. And so what would happen is the homeless people would come at night, they would break the window, and they would take 1 bottle of booze. And it was one specific brand that the homeless guy happened to like, and every time they would replace that bottle, he would break the window and go in and take it. And they just left the board up for a very long time.
We're trying to get a hold of insurance, get insurance working with the property managers. Hopefully that'll help cover most of the costs, but We don't know. We really just, it's a big question mark right now, how much we're going to have to pay out of pocket, what we're going to have to pay.
Yeah, this guy's losing his insurance.
Oh, yeah. Don't even file an insurance claim. If you do that, you're going to get dropped for sure.
They plan on replacing the windows with reinforced glass and adding bars for more protection, as well as extra security features.
It will no longer look like a boutique liquor store. It'll look like a run-of-the-mill liquor store.
No, it's going to look like something that got bombed.
As well as extra security features as soon as they can afford them. PZO calls the situation.
Please help this shop out. Buy some booze if you're in Sacramento.
If you don't drink, start.
PZO calls the situation terrible, but with the help of the community, they're hoping to keep their spirits lifted.
Outpouring of love from the community.
Buy a fifth. Buy a handle.
Here is something that's true. They tell us they don't want vigilantism. We had all new legislation proposed in California that essentially prohibited self-defense because they don't want any more Kyle Rittenhouses. Well, if you want to create a vigilante factory, this is the way to do it, where you have complete insanity going on. You take away a man's ability to make a living. You allow the criminal to do it over and over and over again without catching them or doing anything about it. What do you think is going to happen if this small business owner gets his hands on this guy?
Outpouring of love from the community has been amazing. We've had people from all the way up from Applegate to down to Elk Grove come through today to support us and help us out. It's been really amazing. It's been great.
The business says the community can show its support by visiting the shop here at the Midtown location, or if you don't drink, they also have a restaurant in the Pocket area known as Bodega.
Just tell your friends that do drink to help them out.
Oh, yeah. You have one friend in your circle who's a raging alcoholic, turn them on to this shop.
In Midtown, Roxanne Elias, ABC 10.
There you have it. Nothing is sacred in this state right now, not even the booze shops. And Randy, let's reopen that crime blotter.
If the cashier is dummy.
Questions?
And the third edition of today's blotter takes us to the massage parlor.
Is nothing sacred? First they're tagging postal vans, then they're breaking into the liquor store and stealing booze. Now in Milpitas, they're robbing the massage parlor and their patrons.
Uh-oh. I thought the only thing you get robbed of in there is your dignity.
For more, here's NBC 11 in the Bay Area.
Looking for justice, that's what a Milpitas business owner wants after his employees were robbed at gunpoint. It didn't stop there. Customers at the massage spa were inside at the time, and thieves robbed them too. All of this was...
Well, that's an easy rob. They didn't have pants on.
Yeah. How do you rob a naked man?
All of this was caught on surveillance cameras inside the business. NBC Bay Area's Christy Smith.
Wait. They have cameras inside there?
I think they have cameras inside the reception. I don't know if they have cameras inside the room.
What, is Jeffrey Epstein the manager?
All of this was caught on surveillance cameras inside the business. NBC Bay Area's Christy Smith has more.
Hi, good evening. Security video shows the moment a man with a gun stormed into Footlax Foot and Body Massage Saturday.
Footlax?
Well, Yum Yum number 2 was already taken.
A gun stormed into Footlax Foot and Body Massage Saturday night, demanding...
That place doesn't sound shady at all.
Nope.
Gun stormed into Footlax Foot and Body Massage Saturday night, demanding money.
It's very, emotionally very upsetting.
The owner wasn't...
Also, who's getting a massage on a Saturday night?
You know who.
Doesn't really sound like the day spa crowd now, does it?
The owner wasn't there at the time and didn't want to appear on camera.
I wonder why.
Yeah, they value their anonymity, just like the customers.
Why would the victim of this crime not want to be on camera? I wonder.
But says it all started moments before when a person in dark clothes came into the Milpitas Day Spa.
So at about 7:30...
Yet nobody is getting a legitimate massage at 7:30 at night on a Saturday. Nobody.
I wonder if any of the individuals getting massaged are willing to go on camera.
One of the offenders came in for an appointment.
Is that a fountain or is this inappropriate?
It sounds like water.
One of the offenders came in for an appointment.
Where did they interview this guy?
I think he's doing a foot massage because they put your feet in the warm water before they massage them.
For an appointment that he made previously, and then he entered the massage area, and the second person with a gun came in and at gunpoint asked the receptionist to hand over the money. Then he gathered up the receptionist.
Yeah, the other aspect of a dirty massage parlor is it's a cash business.
I think they're interviewing this man at the urinal.
That's what it sounded like.
Then he gathered up the receptionist and brought them to the back of the room.
The owner described to us what happened.
You know what? I haven't heard an interview with that sound in the background since the last Leah Thomas interview.
The owner described to us what happened.
So here's the first offender. So he's pushing the people around, trying to open doors. The other one's with the gun there.
He says people in therapy.
This guy's doing the play-by-play.
Well, it sounds like we have the audio of the robbery.
He says people in therapy rooms were trying to hold the doors shut. And in this back area?
Had the customers and the therapists all sit down, ask them to hand over the money, jewelry, purses. They kind of roughed up one of the therapists in the back as he tried to escape.
He?
Are you sure he was a therapist?
Then the owner says one of the suspects went back out to the lobby area and behind the counter.
Red bag with the cash. It's very upsetting. You know, you just feel, personally violated. It's not a, and there was a significant, loss for us. And there's one injury.
You're telling me Saturday night at 7 o'clock is your busy time.
Well, what do you do if you're one of the patrons? Are they going to give them a free massage to come back?
And there's one injury.
Now, what if you were mid-massage, you had just made a verbal contract for what you would like to happen after the massage, money exchanged hands, but then that money was stolen by the robber? Do you still get the service?
No, you're out of luck.
Got to pay again. Hold on, honey, I go to the ATM.
Now, wait a minute. In that scenario, you got robbed too. You have no more money.
And there's one injury, so it's not, it's very upsetting. So I'm hoping for justice.
The owner is offering a $5,000.
Just don't look too hard into my business.
He got kind of choked up there at the end.
The owner is offering a $5,000 reward for information that leads to the suspects being caught and convicted. Police arrived on scene quickly and say while the suspects aren't in custody yet, officers are actively investigating, following up on leads.
They're going to need to do some one-on-one interviews with those massage therapists.
Oh, deep cover, deep cover.
In Milpitas, Christy Smith, NBC Bay Area News.
And you know what's funny about this? At first, they didn't think anything was out of the ordinary. Man walks into a massage parlor Saturday night late. They approach him. Good evening, sir. Hello. You want to see my rifle? Massage therapist didn't even bat an eye. They said, well, that's going to cost you. No, it's going to cost you. What do you mean? Oh, you're here to rob us. Yeah, I'm here to rob you. Okay. I just want to make sure that we're clear. If you'd like to email the show, you can do so at johnnydon'tlikeshow@gmail.com. That's johnnydon'tlikeshow@gmail.com. And Randy, you're monitoring the mailbag.
Kevin writes in at johnnydon'tlikeshow@gmail.com on the subject line Footlax. Hey guys, it looks like a few customers left without their happy ending.
All right, Randy, I think we have time for one more contribution to the crime blotter.
If the cashier is dummy.
Questions?
And this edition involves someone with too much access to melatonin or maybe something stronger.
In Stockton, a video has emerged of a man living in the storm drain.
Okay, that's a lot more than melatonin.
For more, isn't this like the whole plot of It, where the scary clown's living in the sewer?
Pretty much. And Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
For more, here's ABC 10.
Now, just days after we brought you a story about the homeless living in large holes along Stockton's Crosstown Freeway.
What the hell is going on in Stockton?
They're just living in every nook and cranny.
I think it was a year, maybe a year or two ago, we had a story in Stockton where the homeless were like living in caves along the river.
I remember that.
Tonight, someone appears to be using another critical piece of infrastructure for shelter, city storm drains. ABC 10's Gabriel Porras is live tonight with our lead story.
Well, Luke, this is the intersection at March Lane and Holiday Drive where a driver captured video of all this. It is a busy one, and throughout the day, people have been stopping and asking if we've seen the shocking video, which has now been viewed more than 600,000 times.
So the reporter's out there to stake out the area to see if this guy's going to crawl out of the storm drain again. And people keep pulling over and said, hey, have you seen that guy that lives in that storm drain?
Okay, I realize that meth is definitely involved. But has this guy ever thought ahead to think of what will happen to him when it rains?
No.
She almost missed it.
I just seen something moving, and I was kind of scared to look.
But a week ago, on the corner of March Lane and Holiday Drive, curiosity got the best of Crystal Santiago on her way to run errands.
I just turned around, and yeah, I seen him coming out, backpacking everything.
Of a city storm drain, her reaction caught on video posted to Instagram.
What?
We have sewer people now.
It was a matter of time.
In the world. It was shocking. He'd look like this is just another day, like he's coming out for another day. A lot of people.
They're moving underground, folks.
He's coming out to get the paper, say hi to the neighbors, take the trash cans out, and then he'll go back to work from home.
Another day. A lot of people in the comments, like I mentioned, are mentioning that they've seen him go in there, as well as a female.
After we reached out to this...
Oh, he's shacking up in the storm drain, is he?
Oh, yeah. There's some miles on those tires.
As well as a female.
After we reached out to the city Sunday, they sent police to the intersection. A spokesperson says no one was inside at the time, but that the drain was filled with trash.
God.
That sounds sanitary.
But that the drain was filled with trash, an officer easily able to lift off the drain's cover. They say it is possible that someone was living there.
I've never...
I think it's more than possible.
I think we can confirm it.
I've never seen anything like that.
Neither has City Councilwoman Michelle Padilla.
This is the first, and I hope it's the last.
She chairs...
I don't know about that. Just because it's the first one to be discovered doesn't mean this isn't happening all over the city and all over the state. Check your storm drains, folks.
Michelle Padilla.
This is the first, and I hope it's the last.
She chairs the homelessness committee and says she now plans to bring up the issue at City Hall on Monday.
This is something that we cannot wait any longer. We need to address the issues now. There could be needles. There could be toxic chemicals.
You don't say.
What are you talking about could be?
And then even the possibility.
Notice how in Stockton, the members of the city council talk a little different about the homeless?
Yeah, we are the most insane, Oakland. We are the second most insane city in this entire state.
And then even the possibility of a flood.
Despite her hesitation.
There's a lot of trash.
See, if this was Nithya Raman, who had a homeless person in the storm drain, she would say, we need to get that person housing. And then she'd tear down another treehouse.
What the man really needs there in the storm drain is he needs a loading dock for all the stolen bikes. That would help him.
and then even the possibility of a flood.
Despite her hesitation,
There's a lot of trash in there.
Crystal turned her head to see what was going on. Now she hopes the city won't turn a blind eye.
This shouldn't be going on, period. This shouldn't be happening. This is not something that we should see as normal. It's not normal.
The residents of Stockton do not want sewer people.
No, they're all appalled. But go back to the story that we did earlier about all of the mail trucks being vandalized in Oakland. And what did the people of Oakland say? Oh, that's art.
And earlier today, police evidence technicians showed up to document the area. We are told that city crews do plan to be out here tomorrow to clean up the trash that's inside of the storm drain and further assess the situation. For now, live.
Can you imagine you're an employee of Public Works in Stockton, and what's on the docket for tomorrow, Bill? Oh, I got to take needles out of a sewer.
I'm sure they get a lot of strange assignments.
For now, live tonight in Stockton, Gabriel Porras, ABC 10.
Well, it is a shocking video and a sad situation, potentially a dangerous one as well. Gabriel, thank you for that report.
There you go. They're living in the storm drains now.